notice of the open meetings law posted by the door, and we follow those rules. We have a public comment section to each meeting and most agenda items, and the only requirement in order to comment during that public session is to abide by a 5-minute speaking time and to identify yourselves for the official record. The third item on our agenda is approval of the minutes of the JPA meeting held September 29th, 2016.
So moved.
Is there a motion for approval? It's been moved and seconded that the minutes as presented be approved. Any further comment? Call the roll.
Eskridge?
Yes.
Claire?
Yes.
Feiler?
Yes, the minutes are approved. Agenda item number 4 is approval of the September 2016 payment register. And our Don Hers is here to present that item to you.
It's my pleasure to be here after 5 years. I believe it's 5 years since I've last presented these. Payment register at that time obviously was much longer than today. In fact, all of the information regarding payments is on the one page that you have a copy of. The first portion are the operating expenses totaling $381,000. Capital construction expenditures of $226,000. And maybe I'll just point out a couple of the major items. In the operating expense, there's 2 payments to the District Energy Corporation. Those are those monthly payments. They total $183,000. As you recall, most of that expense is recovered through the billings to the private sector and some of it to the arena operator. And then there are 3 payments to the Lincoln Parking Enterprise, who manages the parking garages, the 3 parking garages, and that totals $155,000. That and a little bit more is actually recovered through revenues that we get from the parking enterprise. And then there's an insurance expense of $29,892. And I should maybe point out one other payment to a character by the name of Don Hers for $1,379. That represented the work that I did last fiscal year for the JPA, primarily helping Steve prepare a cash flow analysis and some work, a little bit of analysis on the District Energy Corp. And a couple of other minor projects. But that contract has been suspended while I'm serving as the treasurer of the JPA, so there won't be any expenses incurred while I'm serving in this capacity.
And the city will then pay you as if you were a normal employee of the city, is that correct?
Well, they're just, I mean, any work that I would be doing, I would be, yes, I would be working kind of a part of the overhead of what the JPA pays in operating expenses, but no direct billings. Under the capital expenses, there's the one large number there is the second to the last payment on the artwork, a payment to Ed Carpenter, and I believe the final payment has been made, and that was made in October in approximately $89,000. So with that, take any questions and ask your approval of these payments.
Other questions of Don?
Signatures are still being, when you're needing 2 signatures, you're getting that, and you're going through
Yes.
the proper procedures on these payments?
Yes, sir. We certainly are.
Okay. Don, thank you. Hang around a little bit if you would. Is there public comment on this agenda item? Sorry about that.
It's okay if I sit up here because the acoustics are terrible. I can't hear but way back there.
Sure.
Is that all right?
Oh, you want to sit up there permanently?
Yeah. Is that all right?
Well, I guess so, as long as we don't get in a...
It's another speaker.
Somebody else may
You're
need your seat.
protected. I can't hit you.
They could just turn down on the sound, so maybe you'll.
Feel a lot better.
Okay.
You can actually go ahead of us.
Okay, I had a question about Pinnacle Bank Arena repair and maintenance. What kind of items are those, or what does it involve?
My recollection is that a maintenance of the arena of any nature is a payment that does not come out of the arena's operating budget, but is paid for by the JPA. And I will defer to Mark and see if I get a nod on that. Yeah,
And you don't, do you have a list of what those are?
I think there was just the one payment.
We can
Okay.
get a list.
Mark, why don't you just identify yourself for the record?
Mark Lycum, City Finance. We had in our budget for last year, in the operating budget, $150,000 budget for Pinnacle Bank Arena repair and maintenance items. It's like a lot of equipment maintenance contracts, like elevator maintenance and things like that, kitchen equipment maintenance. And so we picked up $150,000 through the JPA, and the payments you're seeing on the payment register would have been, I believe, the payment for July and August show up on there if there's two of them. And that would bring the total that we paid for fiscal year 15-16 to $149,973. So we were right at that $150,000 level that we budgeted.
Okay, and that's just, no big repairs or anything?
No, it's mostly maintenance type contracts and stuff, just to keep things in good working order.
Okay.
Are those your questions for the moment, Jane?
Yes.
Okay. Agenda item number 4 needs to be approved, so is there a motion to approve the 2016 payment register? I hear a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Further questions or comments? Call the roll.
Eskridge,
Yes.
Claire,
Yes.
Lightler.
Yes, the payment register is approved, and we'll move on to the expenditure report. Agenda item number 5, again, Tom?
I think this information, again, was included in your packet, and I believe there's any vote needed other than just to provide you with information on how the expenditures versus budget are as of the end of September 16. So I guess I'll just entertain any questions that you may have with respect to those reports.
Questions?
Okay, if there are no questions, public comment. Did you have any comment, Jane?
No.
Okay. With that, no approval is required of this particular item. We'll move on to agenda item number 6, resolution WH 1613, to approve the proposed program budgets, phase 1 and phase 2.
I'm going to defer to Paula to go through this, and she's got a much better working knowledge of this than I. So if she would come up.
Paula, why don't you come forward and identify yourself for the record?
Paula Ports with PC Sports. Good afternoon. As we do every year, we take a look at our program capital budget and we reconcile it with contracts that have been let, or expenditures that are made, and true up the line items. If there's savings, we move them. If there's expenditures that need to be covered, we move dollars up. The proposed program budget for phase 1 cleans up a lot of those line items, contracts, savings, et cetera. You know, the contract that we approved for HIS is included in here now, as well as some funding sources and revenues that we've received, such as finalization of the Convention and Visitor Bureau dollars, the Brownfield grant reimbursement for the Alter South we've actually moved up into the budget now, as well as the Huddle land sale, and then the court settlement for the retainage we were able to retain for the Hawkins lawsuit. overall, everything's in order and it matches up to the previous contracts and expenditures that you've approved. The Phase 2 proposed program budget, all we've done right there is move some savings from the parking, roads, and streetscape down into the contingency. So no major changes on that one either. Yes, sir.
Carl?
Yes, in the Phase 1, the dirt moving item is,
That's the HIS contract
Okay.
for the environmental and the dirt cleanup at the Alter South.
Yeah.
okay.
It was approved 2 meetings ago.
All right, other questions of Paula?
It's hard to believe over all these years that we're down to here's our
Pages.
budget.
Is there public comment? on
What
this
is the
item?
status of the,
Jane, just identify yourself. I know we know who you are and you've already done this, but.
Jane Kinsey, Watchdogs of Lincoln Government. What is the status of the environmental situation at this time? Is the plume still producing, still using that?
I don't have an updated report on the last testing. We can probably pull that. They do it quarterly, so there's probably a previously quarter report.
Okay,
But they're still testing it, monitoring it like we're
You are.
required to do.
okay. Okay, that's the questions I have.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other public comment? If not, is there a motion to approve WH 1613?
So move.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there further comments or questions? Seeing none, call the roll.
Eskridge?
Yes.
Claire?
Yes.
Eitler?
Yes. It is approved. Agenda item number 7 sets the next meeting date, proposed to be Wednesday, November 16th, 2016, at 3:30. City County Building, Bill Luxford Studios. Is there a motion to approve that?
So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded, call the roll.
Eskridge?
Yes.
Claire?
Yes.
Eitler?
Yes. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to adjourn, call the roll.
Eskridge?
Yes.
Claire?
Yes.
Eitler?
Yes. We stand adjourned.